Oh dear me. Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. So guess what? I'm still here at Porsche, but I've saved the best till last. I am about to drive the fastest Porsche they make, apart from the 918 Spider, I guess. The 911 Turbo S. This is the latest car. Absolutely staggering performance. I've driven it on track this morning and it blew my mind. It was the best car I drove this morning, apart from the GT3 RS, but that's slightly different. So I wanted to save my last test drive of the day for this, and they've basically given me the keys and said, there you go, go and have a play. Let's do it. 580 brake horsepower, here we come.
This is the fastest 911 ever built, the Turbo S. Powered by a rear-mounted 3.8 litre flat 6 with two variable geometry turbine turbochargers. The performance figures for this car would be on every kid's top trump wish list. Drive 580 horsepower and an immense 750 Newton meters of torque, delivered to the tarmac by a very trick four-wheel drive system and the simply superb 7-speed Porsche Doppelkupplung, or PDK, which is just German for dual clutch but sounds way better. Let's do some performance numbers. 0 to 60 miles an hour, 2.9 seconds. 0 to 100 miles an hour, 6.5 seconds. And a top speed of 205 miles an hour. The carbon ceramic brake discs on this car mean it can do 60 miles an hour to a dead stop in under 1.5 seconds. Normally hideously expensive options are included in the standard spec list on this car, including the carbon ceramic discs, PDK, 20-inch Turbo S design alloys, fully adjustable electric sport seats, and the stunning sapphire blue metallic paint job. All in all, this car could be yours for just shy of £148,000.
Well, this is a pretty special view. 911 Turbo S, PDK, loads and loads of power, massively spec car. I just need to get in and drive it basically. And what a cool looking key. So we're going to stick that in and let's go. Here we are guys, behind the wheel of a Porsche, brand new Porsche 911 Turbo S. So I'm just going to basically oh dear me, this thing sounds absolutely awesome. Aircon's going to kick in because it's really hot now and this car inside's burning up. So okay, so we're just leaving Silverstone now, so I'm going to do my normal and start in the basic setting. Actually, I've got it in firm suspension. Let me just, oh, that's much better. I think the previous driver had left it in the firmer suspension setting, which is pretty bumpy to be honest. So I've got a range of sport settings. They're on a switch mounted on the steering wheel on this and the new 718 Cayman we played with before. So I basically got normal driving mode, sport and sport plus. I'm not going to play with all of them today. I'll certainly put it into sport and sport plus, but this car is a hugely powerful car, and it's towards the end of the day, and the last thing I want to do is have an accident in a very expensive car. It's very cool to be allowed just to take these cars out on our own, but what comes with that is a huge amount of responsibility. Firstly, you've got to stay within the bounds of the law, which is very difficult in a car like this, it has to be said. And secondly, you know, ultimately you've got to bring it back in one piece. So here we go, round a roundabout, and that is that is startling. Woo! Wow. Now I kind of did that on track this morning, and it is different on a track because you kind of, that's where you expect to be able to do it, but you do it here and on the public road you have to be very careful. You get from A to B massively fast. So this car is able to do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, and talking to the guys at Porsche this morning, you know, although the press figures, I think it's 2.8 seconds, 2.5 seconds is more likely what this car's capable of. So I've basically got 4-wheel drive, 580 horsepower. This is going to be a good road test. And the interesting thing is, what I'm going to try and compare it against is, I've clearly driven recently, I drove the Gen 1.5 997 turbo, so I can compare it against that. That had the Tiptronic box rather than the full PDK, and also I've recently driven the R8 V10 Plus, and I kind of guess that's really a big rival for this car, so it's quite interesting, or it'll be interesting to see what it's like between the two. Okay, boys and girls, I am going to make a huge admission here. So one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel was that I wanted to enjoy my love of cars and hopefully be able to have access to amazing vehicles. I think in the last couple of videos, because this is the last of 3 videos I'll post from today's Porsche driving day, I've got to drive some incredible vehicles today, but I left the best till last to take out on the road. This was the first car I drove on track this morning, and it's the last car I'm driving on the road. Sadly, I couldn't take any video on the track this morning, which is just as well really, because this thing it required all of my attention. And the guy who took me out was very cool and let me really push it, and I'll admit that I came into a corner a bit hot, got too much understeer, and you know, it was a really close moment. But very, very capable car. And I just wanted to kind of finish the day off. It's a beautiful sunny day by driving this car on the public road, and this is why I started Petrol Ped, to be able to do this. I am so grateful for all the guys at Porsche. I'm grateful to Rob Punchin in particular for kind of inviting me, and also Porsche Centre Guildford for referring me to Rob, and then for Rob to invite me. He invited me when I didn't have very many subscribers at all, and he just said, look, I can see some, you know, I can see that your channel, you know, has real potential, and we'd be delighted to give you access to great cars. And that's what he did, and a massive thank you. So I'm just hoping I can do justice to this beautiful car in the 25-30 mile route that I have to go around. The incredible thing about this car is it's just so easy to drive. I'm in normal drive mode. I'm not getting any kind of sport mode selected yet. I will do. And you can just mooch along. I'm doing 70 miles an hour. I'm on a dual carriageway, and it's all good. However, as I'm coming up to a roundabout, it would be rude of me not to twist this little button, and I've just heard that engine change note. I'm going to put it into manual box. I'm going to drop it down a couple of gears, and I start to get some popples and bangs and crackles. And I'm now in a much, much different car, and I can basically come out of this corner and there you go. That's your license in 2 gears. Absolutely breathtaking. The ground you could cover in this car. And the interesting thing, when I drove the Gen 1.5 911 turbo, it kind of, I guess that was first Porsche I'd driven. I had someone sat next to me, which always puts you on edge a little bit. This thing's very drivable. It gives you so much confidence. You've got 4-wheel drive, you've got huge amounts of power, but you've got a lot of grip. And on circuit this morning, you know, you turn into a corner and it just hangs in. I'm going to run out of talent way before this car does. That is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Let's go around here, and yeah. So people, bad things happen. My primary in-car camera has just ran out of battery, and I've got this one, but I bought this one in error really. Unfortunately, the camera microphone isn't very good, so the sound quality of this is going to be packed probably, and the picture quality is not going to be what I'd like either, but it's better than nothing. So I'm starting to get a feel for this car on the road, and a couple of things really. One, you can mooch along in it, but oh my goodness me, is this car fast. It is mind-bendingly quick. You, in any gear, you can just give it a squirt and it's turbos wind up, and you hear these kind of wastegate noises and crackles from the exhaust. It's such an emotional car to drive. It's kind of everything I have is on edge. When I finished those track sessions this morning, I was having my lunch. It took me about half an hour, 45 minutes just to chill out and think about what had just happened. That was happening to me in this car. It's very, very special to drive. Yeah. Okay, so the car comes into its own, really. Quickly and yeah, just put your foot down. I'm not going to do a 0 to 60 test in this because it's the public road. I kind of did one this morning. It is a case of bury your right foot in the carpet and hold on tight, because yeah, it's mighty. It really is a lovely driving position, this though, and this whole kind of instrument binnacle thing that Porsche have got going on is great, but everything about this car is that rev counter and that speedo. For me, the speedo could be a bit bigger because you sometimes need reminding just how fast you're going. But the steering feel in this car is beautiful. You've got this little sort of selector switch here to go between the different modes. And it's a very easy car to get on with to drive. Obviously we've got a lovely Gatso. Smile at the Gatso. We're doing 40 and it's a 40. This particular bit of road's nice. It's got lots of long sort of twisting bends. That's where this car kind of comes alive, really. Dare I say it's almost too fast, because if you really do push on, then you can get to be doing over 100 miles an hour in this car without even trying, and you get there very, very quickly as well, as I found out on circuit this morning. So, you know, down at B Road, we are barely mooching, and we're already kind of at the national speed limit pretty much. Well, this is a 50, so, you know, you do have to be careful. But it's a beautiful, smooth ride. The great thing about this car as well is it's got a boot. It's, you know, up front you can pack it away with some luggage. It's got 2 seats behind me, albeit probably really wouldn't want to sit in there if you had legs. But yeah, very, very cool.
That is just madness! Woohoo!
what's a sensible comment is OMFG. Sadly, my sat-nav says I have 4.3 miles left of my test drive route. And I don't want to give the car back. I really don't. This is a car you could live with every day, and it is a proper supercar. Performance-wise, it is right up there. You know, you're gonna 0 to 60 time, you're gonna struggle to kind of find anything that can live with this. Sort of south of 200,000 quid. This is proper supercar territory. And yet, you could easily pack a bag, drive to the south of France. I know I keep talking about driving to the south of France, but by the time I upload this video, I'll be in the south of France on my holidays, having a lovely time. But right now, I just want to keep on having a lovely time in this car. Let's put it in manual one last time. Down to fourth, down to third. Check the outside lane. Bang! So that's just indecent. You could just do that all the time in this car.
Well guys, that brings me to the end of this review of the latest 911 Turbo S. What a machine, oh my goodness me. Such an easy car to drive, but you know, when I drove it on track this morning, I kind of saw it's what it could really do when you were able to push on. And on the public road, you can only touch a fraction of that, but absolutely incredible car. This particular model, just what a colour. I don't want to give it back. Very windy, so I apologise. Also apologies for the camera bloody running out of battery, that's typical. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Big thank you to Porsche UK for letting me have access to this car for the last hour. It's been absolutely mind-bending. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have done so, give me a thumbs up. If you want to put some comments below, then fill your boot. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. Anyway, I'll see you again soon, guys. You take care. Drive safe.